Hey, welcome to Keight Crafts. I'm Kate. Today I would like to share with you a love-themed card. Let's get started. So to kick things off, I am cutting down some of my Pearlescent Vellum by Lawn Fawn, and we're going to do a little bit of die cutting with it. And then I'm just going to take this mini Slimline rectangle die and see how big I need to cut this. Now, this isn't the same kind of holographic paper that Jamie sent me. This is just a Recollections brand, and it's not as shiny. And if you watched my New Year's video, I forget what it was called. It's already been so long. But the intentions that I set, while I was setting my intentions, I was doing a little bit of alcohol ink. And this was one of the panels that I made, and I'm going to use for today's card. So once I've used all of the dies that I needed, I'm going to grab some of this tape runner because this is going to be quick, and we're going to double stick with this. I want to make sure that my glue is working, so I just squeezed a little bit out of my thumbnail there. And we're going to make sure that everything gets glued down nice and tight. And then we're going to line this up in the corner. Now I could have cut this down and been a little more precise with it, but we're going to do that. And then off camera, I'm going to cut everything off to give myself a little bit of like an 1/8 of an inch border, I want to say. So we'll do that, and that way you can get an idea of what we're doing here. I really like the holographic paper, but yeah, I like the other one better. So next we're going to take the little beavers from the Would You Be Mine stamp set, and we are going to stamp them out once I get everything stuck. And we're going to use some Lawn Fawn jet black ink, and it is Copic friendly. Going to give that some nice mashing with the ink, make sure I got it all down there. Then we're going to give it some even pressure, and then we're going to stamp it out again because I like to double stamp my images, which is why I enjoy using the MISTI because it makes things so much easier. So once I've got that stamped out, we're going to take a little sentiment, and this is from Love Poems. And it was a struggle to figure out which ones would fit best in it, and I was kind of throwing caution to the wind. I wasn't sure if this was going to line up evenly inside the little heart, but I thought I would just roll with it. And it could have been a little bit smaller for this, but you work with what you have, and this is what I have. So once we've cut those guys out off camera, I'm going to do this little technique here that I find enjoyment out of, and tape that back into place so that way it gives me something a little bit more to hold on to. Now I'm going to be coloring with my Ohuhu Oahu today, and I will make sure to leave all of the numbers in the description box below because I have a glare. I always have a glare on these for some reason. I don't know what it is, if it's just the pen caps themselves, or marker caps I should say, because I don't think my Copics give off a glare. I don't know. It is what it is. I always try to leave everything that I'm using, or at least for the most part, almost everything that I use in each video in the description box below in case you need to do a little bit digging around to find it for yourself, because nothing's worse than watching a video and you think, oh, I want to recreate that, but what did they use? And they don't have any other products in the description box. I mean, that is a personal preference on whether or not they want to put them in the box, but I know sometimes I've looked at videos and it's like, what did they use? And then I have to go down an incredibly large rabbit hole to try to find what it is that they used if none of my friends can figure it out for me. So yeah, if you need anything or want to know what I'm using, just look in the description box. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here forever for me trying to explain every little tiny thing that I'm using. But yeah, these Ohuhus I'm trying to build up my confidence with, so I will be playing with them a lot more in the future as well. Don't worry, I have not given up on my Copics. I still do love my Copics, but I'm forcing myself this year to use things that I find intimidating. Like for Christmas, my sister-in-law sent me a set of watercolor brushes, like the pens. And I do have a couple of them, but I don't have a full set, and I find them very intimidating. And that is on my to-do list for this year, is to do things that are a little bit scary to me and persevere. So here I've got the oval stitch that I've cut out of that Pearlescent Vellum, and I'm going to use that as the backing to my focal point here. So once I'm satisfied with how I'm going to line this up, we're going to glue everything down the way I see. Now, I almost thought about using the porcupines for these, but I didn't think that the porcupines filled in the oval well enough. So I decided to stick with last year's Valentine Beavers, which, I don't know, they're stinking cute if you ask me. Especially with them holding the heart, I just think it's adorable. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the porcupines themselves. They are quite cute, but I don't know. I'm kind of wondering what Lawn Fawn will have come out for their February release. It's always exciting this time around, and probably close to the time of this recording. Yeah, I'm thinking there might be some new Fab Five coming out. If they haven't already. Oops, I might have just spoiled it. So if I spoiled it, I'm sorry, ladies. Anyway, I thought I would throw my hat in with this card and the Beavers, and they were just so cute because, yeah, sometimes you buy stuff, you use it a couple of times, and it sits in your stash forever. And that's kind of how I felt about these Beavers. I haven't shown them enough love lately, and with a lot of my supplies. But I'm really going to try this year to do things that are a little bit more intimidating to me, because it just makes for more interesting videos. And yeah, I mean, I also have that one video that I did with the scallop box card pop-up die that was very difficult in and of itself. I even recreated it twice. If you haven't seen that video yet, you might want to check it out. I'm not sure if it's before or after this video, so if it's after, oops, I spoiled the fun again. But yeah, so anyway, I'm just taking some of my high supply gems. I forget which ones these are. Oh, these ones are the Crystalline Deep Blue. I think these ones went really well with the alcohol inks that I used for the alcohol background that I did. And by the looks of my notes, it doesn't say what it is, but if you wanted to go back and watch my New Year's intention video, I believe it has all of the items that I used for ink blending that background. So you can either go ahead and watch that one or just read the description box if you don't want to watch it. It's okay. So yeah, I'm just putting in as many. I mean, you don't need to put this many in, but I just kind of thought it tied everything in together, just with the blues and the iridescent color of the vellum. And yeah, sorry, I yawned there. It's a little bit late as I'm recording this. So I'm going to add some tape runner just to the back of the beavers. That way you don't see any kind of glue coming in. And then I'll just add little tiny dots where the gems are, just so I could adhere the outside of the oval without showing you guys any glue once you glue it down. Now, this cardstock is a little bit textured, so I found that the glue would really help adhere it to the panel itself. And I'm just going to leave that it is and not really add any more of a sentiment to the front. And there you have my finished card. I absolutely love the shimmer and shine to this. I hope you enjoyed today's content. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.